Hello! Today we're going to talk about paraphrasing. Paraphrasing is a topic that shows up all over the IELTS exam, whether it's in your speaking, whether you're writing, whether you're reading or listening. You've got to be able to identify words and phrases that have similar meanings. You have got to be able to rephrase your ideas in your own words without resorting to translating back to your native language. The 5 basic ways we paraphrase, of course, are by using synonyms, antonyms, using parts of speech, using examples, and definitions. We cannot master paraphrasing by simply taking some key vocabulary words and then transitioning from basic English to advanced English and just practicing lists of vocabulary words. It doesn't work that way. You'll see very simply with a word like good. If I say, how would I say good in another way? You might say well or great or really nice. But that doesn't really work in context. Take, for example, I ask you, what is a good teacher? Well, a good teacher would be a caring teacher. In this case, caring and good have the same meaning. But if I say, what makes a sandwich good? You might simply say delicious. Now, I would never apply good to teacher if I'm thinking that good is equal to delicious. And so this is a really important thing. It's all about context. In other words, there's no easy answer here. We have to look at lots of examples. And so let's do just that. Again, the 5 ways we paraphrase are with synonyms, antonyms, part of speech, definitions, and examples. It doesn't really matter which one you choose, but you should have a variety of options because some words work better as examples than they do synonyms. So with a context, let's take this writing task 2 topic. Paraphrasing becomes really important when writing your introductions because remember, your introductions for IELTS writing task 2 consist of 2 things: rephrasing that topic and simply answering the question. So here we have a topic. The media should put limits on how much bad news they report because it discourages people from doing activities which usually involve very little risk. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Synonyms are finding words that have the same meaning. So with this topic, we see a word should, and ought to have the same meaning. In this case, reports and notifies have the same meaning. Bad news could mean negative news. Very little risk could mean a small amount of danger. Antonyms, in this case, would be using the opposite word, but to keep the same meaning, we want to use a partitive like not. So easy would be not difficult. Very little risk, fairly safe. Should put limits, shouldn't allow too much. With definitions, we want to describe what the meaning is. So doing activities, doing things they like. The media are news organizations. The modern world is our society. Discourages could be defined as takes away people's motivation. Next, we have examples. So when I say reports, I'm talking about news reports. Bad news, reports of car accidents and deaths. Doing activities, in this case, we're talking about people being discouraged of doing activities. Well, what kind of activities are they probably referring to? Probably going out at night or enjoying holidays somewhere. And part of speech is thinking about our verbs, nouns, adverbs, adjectives, and realizing that many words take on different forms. Like limits could be a limited amount of. Report could be used grammatically as a verb or a noun. To involve, have involvement in. Discourages gives discouragement to. And the important thing here with the examples of to involve and discourage, you see that we have to collocate this noun form with a different verb. And this is also something the IELTS examiners want to see that you're able to do, that you can collocate as well as paraphrase. Here, I've gone and highlighted the words that I want to paraphrase. You don't have to paraphrase every word, but I like to tell people, think of paraphrasing like you adding seasoning to your food. You want to taste the meat and potatoes, but it's nice to have a little chili flake or salt and pepper or just a touch of garlic or a squeeze of lemon to make it a little bit nicer. Paraphrasing should be like that. So with these keywords, I look at this and I see put limits on is a limited amount of. How much bad, in this case, how much bad news, the amount of negative news. Discourages, I want to say, takes away people's motivation. Very little risk, a small amount of danger. And so my introduction would look like this. Some people say that the media should only report a limited amount of negative news stories because it takes people's motivation away from doing activities that involve a small amount of danger. I totally agree with this opinion. All right, so I hope you thought that was helpful. Here I'm showing you 5 different ways to paraphrase, so you have a variety of ways of rephrasing your ideas depending on how you want to form your introductory paragraphs for writing task 2. As I do this, I hope you're kind of scratching your head and thinking, well, why didn't he paraphrase it this way? Why did he choose that synonym and not this one? Why did he do this? I would have done it differently. And I say, yes, 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 that's the point. My available vocabulary at this moment and your available vocabulary at this moment are different. This is especially important with writing. But we'll also see how we can paraphrase in our speech to provide support ideas and to have sufficient vocabulary to talk about a topic. If you like content like this and you want to see more, why not hit that like button and subscribe so you're always updated when I post more videos about IELTS, reading, writing, paraphrasing, and even pronunciation through music. Until next time, have a great day.